Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Bushnell Prairie City High School. Maybe I shouldn't say back. It's back if you were here for the JV contest. It's welcome the first time if you were not here for the JV contest. You can see 25-12 second set score for the Bombers. They won in two, 25-13, 25-12. It's now time for varsity action, though, here at BPC High School, as we get ready to go with Bombers and Spartans. The pregame show here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, is brought to you by JoJo's Gaming Parlor. JoJo's offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out TSSR Game Time Live events presented by MDH live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer the Spartans on to victory. So, as we said, JoJo's is the pregame sponsor. JoJo is also the presenting sponsor. TSSR Weekly. TSSR Weekly is our weekly sports show where we have interviews as well as highlights from all the sporting events that you see on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, as well as a few other things we pick up that we aren't able to broadcast, like last week. We had girls golf, including some highlights for the Macomb Bombers golf team, BPC's golf team, and Havana's golf team, all kind of clipped into the 7-minute highlight clip for TSSR Weekly last week. So feel free to go back and take a look at that. It's TSSR Weekly episode number 2. We'll be at episode number 3 this week, as we record that weekly at JoJo's. Last week, we actually recorded it here at the BPC High School after Ironman Volleyball. Tonight, Ironman Volleyball is going on at West Prairie High School. And then tomorrow night at West Prairie will be Powder Puff football tomorrow. And it'll be live on Hewlett Public Pros LLC's YouTube channel as well. Ironman is being broadcast right now, as I said. Grayson Welch is one of the announcers going on right now. And I'm going to tell you who the other one is. I should remember it's Ava, but I can't remember Ava's last name. I apologize, Ava. But I will tell you guys in just a second. As Ava Kilburn. I should have known that. I knew it was a name I should know. Ava Kilburn is the other young lady announcer. They're doing a great job. I checked in for a couple minutes before we started here, this broadcast, and they're doing a great job. John Reynolds is on the camera for me tonight over there, and he's going to be doing on the call for the Powder Puff game tomorrow night. Not sure who's going to run the camera tomorrow night, but I think we can get that taken care of by somebody, as we like to get the kids involved for these homecoming activities, and they seem to have a whole lot of fun doing it. So Macomb comes in here, the heavy favorite for this varsity contest. They are one of the best in the state. I don't know, I might told somebody earlier, I might have said it on the JV broadcast, if they aren't a super sectional team at the least, I would be amazed. They are a 2A school, but man, are they good. If you were watching these warm-ups a little bit here earlier, they have some players that can flat kill the ball, including Kennedy Adair. Watched her play against West Prairie earlier this year, and she can rocket the ball. She's got a couple D1 opportunities, it sounds like. Also out there is going to be very fun to watch is Samantha Urch. She's right up there in quality as well. And it's a great, great team. And Avery Rexroth's one of the best setters in West Central Illinois, and maybe the state as well. So they are loaded, are the Bombers. The Spartans and Ashanti Strange and Katie Rodefer and Taylor Gustafson and the rest of the crew. Courtney Oakman, of course, is going to have a whole lot of blocking and digging to do here in this one. This Bomber team is solid. Taking a look at the starting lineups, let's look at the Macomb High Bombers first. At right back, and this will depend on who serves first, but we're going to say it this way anyway. Hannah Higgins, the senior defensive specialist outside hitter, will be at right back. At right front will be Samantha Urch, the middle hitter, senior, number 16. At middle front will be Avery Rexroth, the setter. She's a senior as well. At left front will be Kennedy Adair, an outside hitter, a junior. At right or left back will be Shelby Daniels, a middle hitter, outside hitter, senior, number 7. At middle back will be Rachel Langworthy, a defensive specialist, senior, wearing number 18. And the libero will be Sarah Stuffelbeam, a junior, wearing number 1. So we're going to step aside here for the national anthem. Let you folks listen to that. Michaela Hendricks gets ready to sing that again. Miss Hendricks has sung the national anthem for every one of these contests, and she gets better and better every time, it seems like, and she was pretty darn good to start with. So for the Spartans starting lineup, unofficially, at right back, number 17, Katie Roedifer, a senior. Right front, number 25, a senior, Ashanti Strange. At middle front, number 22, a senior, Courtney Oakman. At left front, a junior, number 34, Erin Jackson. At left back, number 26, a junior, Elizabeth Suter. At middle back, a junior, number 20, Elizabeth Gilfillan. And the libero will be Peyton Bowman. So Judy Bowman and Coach Zerillo have their work cut out for them from the bench tonight, as a very solid Macomb Bomber team awaits them on the other side of the net. But we're just about ready to go here at Bushel Prairie City High School. You've been watching a pregame show brought to you by JoJo's Gaming Parlor. JoJo's offers the best gaming experience in McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also, on game nights, check out TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events, live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer the Spartans on to victory. So once again, if you're watching us either from Macomb or from Bushnell, let us know where you're watching from. I should say if you're rooting for Macomb or for Bushnell, let us know where you're watching from and who you're rooting for. We'd love to chat back with you on our live chat, as the intros don't ever quite seem the same since COVID has attacked us here in the United States, but we're ready to go with varsity volleyball here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. And Nate Zeringer has got something. He's got something to say, apparently. So we'll take a short break here.
Excuse me. If there's an owner of a white Chevy Silverado, license plate 95848W, can you please go out and move your car? You're parking someone in.
9584 something W. 9584W maybe. You're blocking somebody in. So it's going to be Bombers to serve first here in this one. Unofficially, that means that Hannah Higgins, I believe, will be the server. is Hannah Higgins, number 22. Rodefer with the hit across. Higgins is there. Urch with the hit. Now Oakman's going to try to make something happen, as it was a set that was in between Oakman and Strange and nothing doing. A hitting error results in a point for the Bombers. They lead 1-0 as Higgins gets the first service point of the contest. Oakman on the hit. A nice hit, but dug by Higgins. Going to come near side to Kennedy Adair, and she hits it into the net. A side out for BPC. And back to serve will be Katie Rodefer. Number 17, the senior, is going to try to give her team a lead here early. Rexroth's going to back set to Urch, and she's going to hit it out of bounds, untouched. A hitting error results in a point for the Spartans. And a service point for Rodefer. It was Rachel Langworthy, the on the dig again. Rexroth's going to hit to Kennedy Adair, and it hit the foul pole out of bounds. Just a little too far out. Adair is going to hit it out of bounds again. Another service error, or another hitting error. And 2 straight service points for Rodefer, excuse me. Now Rexroth's going to send a Kennedy Adair again. This time she's going to hit it right off Peyton Bowman. To the net it goes, and Urch is going to say, thank you very much. I'll take this set to the other side and put it to the floor inside the 10-foot line. A kill for Samantha Urch, and a side out for the Bombers as they now trail 3-2, and Urch goes back to serve for Macomb. 3-2 is the score here in set number 1. Bowman to Rodefer. Oakman with the left-handed attack. Urch is there. Rexroth sets far side on the attack. Was number 7, Shelby Daniels, and she gets her first kill. Urch gets a service point. And it's knotted at 3. Urch back to serve again, looking to give her team a lead for the second time in this contest. Bowman is there. Nice pass to Rodefer, middle to Oakman. And she's going to send it in. A kill for Courtney Oakman, and she gets a side out for BPC. And they take the lead back on the side out, 4-3. Ashanti Strange, the senior with the jump serve for the Spartans, comes back to serve now. Chris Dewar is in the house. A let's serve, and it's an ace for Ashanti Strange. And BPC back up by 2 here early in set number 1, 5-3. Strange back to serve again. And a dig again. Back set to Adair is going to go long on the hit. Out of bounds, another hitting error. And a point for the Spartans. They lead 6-3. Ashanti Strange does have a good serve. By far the best serve on the Spartans team. That's going to be dug that time. It's going to be set across. Oh, a nice dig by Rodefer. Bowman's going to put it back across. Adair's there. Middle set. No, it's going to come left side to Adair. Bowman with a nice dig. Rodefer's going to step far side to Lentini. And she's going to get it into the net. A hitting error and a side out finally for the Bombers. And back to serve will be the very good setter for the Bombers, Avery Rexroth, number 8. Oakman is going to come near side to Adair. She's going to tip it across. Rodefer's there. Adair's going to get it back. Oakman tried to block it, but it goes between her and the net. Rodefer dove in to get something done with it. Couldn't do anything with it. A point for Rexroth, and it is 6-5. Strange, Bowman, Jackson's going to send it across. Back set, Rodefer. Oakman hits it deep. Now Lentini's going to push it across. And a little miscommunication between Higgins and Stuffelbeam, and a side out for the Spartans. A 7-5 lead now as Courtney Oakman goes back to serve for BPC. Gilfillan with the hit. Rexroth to Adair. Strange, a nice dig, but it's right back to where it came from, and Kennedy Adair says thank you very much for the overpass. She gets a kill, and it comes back to the Bombers. 7-6 now the score here at Bushnell Prairie City. Spartans still with the lead here as we head towards the middle sections of set number 1. Adair with the jump serve. Strange is there. Rotifer to Gilfillan with the left hand. Rexroth gets it. Now it's going to be bumped across by number 11, Stortzman. Rexroth. Now it's going to be set to Stortzman again. Strange is there. Rotifer to Lentini. Lentini's going to push it across. Stuffelbeam's there. Set across by Rexroth. Jackson, back row attack to Gustafson. Rexroth back set. A block by Lentini. That was an attack by McClure, and that time from the middle on the attack and the kill comes Shelby Daniels. But BPC, ladies and gentlemen, playing point blank the best they've played all season long that we have seen here on TSSR Game Time Live as Kennedy Adair comes back to serve one more time. Even though they are tied here, the Spartans are coming out playing very well, passing the ball and everything. Lentini on the attack. Stuffelbeam's there. Rexroth, back row attack to Kennedy Adair. Nice pass by Gustafson. Now it comes back to Lentini off the step from Rotifer. Rexroth. Gustafson with the dig. Back set to Jackson. It's against the nets, and which side did it fall on? It fell on the Macomb side as Stortzum couldn't do anything with it. A side out to BPC, and BPC takes the lead back as Jackson goes back to serve this time. A short serve is dug by Stuffelbeam, and there's Stortzum. Rotifer on a nice pass from Gustafson. A block that time, a great block by number 7, Shelby Daniels. And a side out for Macomb. Back to serve will be the libero, Sarah Stuffelbeam, with the score knotted at 8. Rotifer misjudges that one a little bit. It'll end up being an ace for Stuffelbeam. And the Bombers have their first lead since leading on the first serve of the contest, 1-0. They tied it at 7-7 and at 8-8, but now they have a 1-point lead. Rotifer again struggles with the floating serve of Stuffelbeam, and it is another point for the Bombers. They now lead 10-8. And I don't know whether Gilfillan or Lentini hit that, but Urch comes up and nails it home in the left corner, and a kill for the senior, her second, and another point for Stuffelbeam as it's 11-8, and a timeout for BPC as we'll take a break as well and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH right after this.
I would have to say that is the most rewarding part of what I do, making a difference in people's lives, taking care of the women from puberty on through postmenopausal stages and seeing them go through the phases and stages of life.
I like to make time for my patients. I don't ever want anyone to feel rushed. I'm happy to sit and talk for as long as they need. And sometimes that puts me behind in my schedule, but I think it's worth it. People know if they need me that I'll be there.
I have my certificate in vestibular rehabilitation, which focuses on patients with dizziness and balance disorders. It's been very rewarding because a lot of times it's a very short-lived treatment plan and the patient has remarkable results in a small amount of time.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School after the timeout. 11-8 is the score. 3 straight service points for the Bombers off the hand of Sarah Stuffelbeam. But BPC has played an outstanding contest to this point, hanging with the Bombers, and actually were ahead 8-7 before the side out that tied it at 8. Stuffelbeam, another hard serve right at Rotifer. This time Jackson. Rotifer's going to bump it across. Stuffelbeam is there. Rexroth, and a big-time hit by Allison Stortzum. And now you're starting to see a little bit of why the Bombers are oh so good when you have that many hitters on the floor at a time. Stuffelbeam again hits it deep. And is she going to get it across? I thought for a second Rotifer was going to get it across. She mishit it. A few years ago, that would have been a illegal hit anyway, but it was not tonight. Stufflebeam back to serve again. 13-8's the score. That one's in, an ace for Stufflebeam as she is going right at Rotifer here early in this one, and right at her again. This time Rotifer gets this pass up. Gilfillan hits it with the left hand shy of the net, and it's another point for the Bombers. 15-8 is the score. Rotifer again on the serve receive. Lentini from the right side, and a big block there by Urch and Stortzum. And another point for the Bombers. 8 straight points now for the Bombers. And Lentini is going to take what was just tossed up in the air by Jackson and push it across and get a kill somehow, some way to stop the bleeding for the Spartans as Lentini gets her first kill of the night, and she'll go back to serve for BPC as they've fallen behind 16-9 now. Stortzum there, middle to Urch on the set from Rexroth. Jackson is there. Lentini's going to set it right to the net. Gilfillan is going to put it, but Urch is going to block it as Gilfillan just had to try to push it across. Urch with her second block, almost a kill, but we'll give her a block. And it'll be service time for the Bombers. Number 18, Rachel Langworthy, checking back in to serve for the Bombers. Her team leading 17-9 after the side out. And off the net, Rotifer tries to, as Jackson got it off the net first and hit it right back into the net. Then Rotifer tried to get it out of the net. Couldn't do it. That's a point for Langworthy. And want to say hi to Jean Bowman, who says she's rooting for Coach Judy and Peyton Bowman from Kansas. Go Spartans. Nice attack by Strange. Left side it comes to Stortzum, and she gets the kill again. Stortzum with her second kill, and another point for the Bombers. 19-9 is now the score, and they have come to life here in set number 1. Langworthy back to serve one more time. Very short and a let serve, and that was didn't even get to the 10-foot line before it fell. An ace for Langworthy. Back to serve again from the middle of the floor, deep this time. Suter on an overpass and out of bounds as she could not control it. Another point for the Bombers. Langworthy back to serve again. This was tied at 8, folks. Now it's 21-9. This happened on 2 services for the Bombers. Now, again, a little bit of a passing error and a point for the Bombers. Langworthy. And now Courtney Oakman's going to come in for Gustafson. And into the net it goes. A side out for the Spartans, and back to serve will be Elizabeth Gilfillan. Langworthy, Rexroth, back set to I can't say her name. I'm sorry, folks. Strutzum. Now Gilfillan's going to hit it, and she's going to hit it long and out of play. A side out back to the Bombers. 23-10 is the score. This game brought to you by Hensley Grain. Hensley Grain and Rural Bushnell has a long family history of taking an active role in Bushnell Prairie City School District and especially Spartan Athletics. Good luck, Spartans, in the 2021 fall campaign. And back to serve for her second time is Hannah Higgins. She had 1 service point, gave her team a lead to start, and then they fell behind, but they have taken control here late. Jackson's going to set Oakman. Oakman's hit is out of bounds. And it's 24-10 now. The Bombers have responded from a little bit of adversity early in the first set to take a commanding lead here, and they need 1 more point. Strange is there. Jackson sets to Rotifer. Rotifer's attack is deep. Stufflebeam is there, and then Urch is going to end this one with a big-time kill from the middle hitter position, and that's how set number 1 will end, 25-10. Macomb wins set number 1. We'll be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH right after this.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. Game being brought to you by Good Hope Gardens. Good Hope Gardens located at 445 East Main Street in Good Hope, just east of the North Elementary School. Open April through October, Monday through Friday, 10 to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for all of your fresh produce needs. Be sure to follow their Facebook page for daily updates. Currently, they have pumpkins and all other fall goodies available. Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family invite you to Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown. And Rosie's Pizza. Rosie's Pizza offers something for everyone with pasta, sandwiches, and, of course, pizza. Dine in or carry out at 458 East Main Street in Bushnell. They also deliver to Good Hope, Adair, and all points in between. For delivery, call 309-772-2101. And a community news brief. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief's weekly edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can also receive Monday and Wednesday's editions by email. All of this for only $42 per year or $38 per year if you're 65 or older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville. And MTC Communications, having slow, unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in 2021. MTC Communications offers lightning-fast, reliable fiber internet, video, phone service, and camera systems to the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. And United Community Bank. United Community's bank services are designed to keep you in the game when you're on the go. With online and mobile banking, it's nothing but net to friendly services you can count on from the leader of community banking. Choosing UCB is always the dig. Visit a location near you with branches in Bushnell, Colchester, and 2 in Macomb. UCB is a member FDIC. Well, just about ready to get underway with the second set here. 25-10, the final of set number 1. The Bombers had trailed as much as 7-3 and tied it at 8 on a side out and then took control from there. Now Rotifer is going to serve to open this one for BPC, and Urch is going to respond with a kill. Urch gets her 4th kill, and back to serve will be Hannah Higgins for the Bombers. They lead 1-0 here in set number 2. They're up 1-0. Higgins, Suter, Rotifer, middle to Oakman. Oakman's deep hit is far left and out of bounds. The hitting error results in another point for Higgins, who now has 3 service points, 1 here in this contest, or this set, I should say. Second one coming here as Bowman is there, an overpass and right back into the mug of Bowman and Strange from Urch, and Urch gets her 5th kill. Another point for Higgins. Overpasses kill you all the time, but overpasses against this Macomb team that aren't deep overpasses will result in a kill about 9 times out of 10, it seems like. Strange on the serve receive, bumps across to Jackson. Middle it goes to Urch, and she's going to get another kill in a deep left corner. Great placement. Whether she meant to or not, I'm not sure, but Urch gets her 3rd kill of the game, and it's 4-0. Higgins again, and that time Bowman can't control it. And it's 5-0. And a nearly let serve doesn't get across. It falls back on the Bombers' side, so a service error results in a side out, and Ashanti Strange and the jump serve back to serve for the Spartans. Strange to Higgins. Kennedy Adair pushes it across. Oakman is there. And she finds a hole, gets around the block of Urch and Adair. Higgins can't dive to get there. And Oakman gets a kill for BPC. her second kill of the game. Strange gets another service point, and BPC's cut the lead to 5-2. Kennedy Adair gets it across. It's going to come to Rotifer, who pushes it across. Stuffelbeam is there. Rexroth, middle to Urch. Blocked by Oakman. Kennedy Adair with the hit. Strange is there. Dig. Set back to Jackson. Jackson tips it across. Rexroth's going to set near side to Kennedy Adair. Her kill is going to drop in between Strange and Bowman. And a side out for the Bombers. Kennedy Adair gets her second kill. Back to serve will be the libero, Sarah Stuffelbeam, and she was the one serving when the game got out of hand in set number 1. She served 8 service points in set 1. Strange is there. Oakman now hits it deep and out of play. Oh, never mind. They called a touch. They did call a touch. Excuse me, folks. Didn't see a touch, but they called a touch. And a side out. Oakman back to serve now. And into the net it goes. So it's 7-3 now. Game being brought to you by McDonough District Hospital. McDonough District Hospital Athletic Trainers and NDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell and Macomb provide expert help to Spartan student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. And Avery Rexroth serves it into the net. Another side out. Anything you can do, I can do better, she says. So she sends it right into the net as well. And it's 7-4. Jackson back to serve for the Spartans, and she'll get an ace. Aaron Jackson with the point and an ace. And BPC closes the gap a little closer, 7-5 here in the early stages of set number 2. Jackson's short serve again. Adair was able to get there. This time it's going to be pushed across, and then Gilfillan's going to hit it, and she'll get a kill as she put it right back in the mug of Kennedy Adair, and Adair just got it in the air a little bit but couldn't really do anything with it. We'll give Gilfillan a kill. Jackson another service point, and it's 7-6. Jackson served deeper this time. Higgins is there. Rexroth, and a hit into the net by Daniels on the hitting error, and BPC has knotted it at 7. Jackson serve. Kennedy Adair. Rexroth, middle. Nope. It's going to come. That was Allie Thorman. Now Lentini is going to hit it deep to Stuffelbeam. Rexroth, near side to Kennedy Adair, and she's going to hit it to the floor in front of a diving Ashanti Strange, and a side out for the Bombers as Kennedy Adair gets her third kill, and she'll go back to serve. She's a very good jump server, kind of like Ashanti Strange. A little higher up. She's a little taller than Ashanti. And that goes out of bounds. 2 or 3 straight. That's 3 straight service errors now for the Bombers as Kennedy Adair comes out. Checking in will be number 4, who Kate Stortzum maybe. I don't have her on my. Oh, no, it's Allie Schmidt, excuse me. Allie Schmidt. Near side it comes to Stortzum. And she'll get the kill through the block of Gilfillan and Rotifer. As Allison Stortzum gets her third kill. And another side out as it's 9-8 now. Bombers with the lead and back to serve. Looks like number 6, Shelby Baker for the Bombers. Jackson to Strange, who hits it from outside the 10-foot line and into the net, a hitting error. Baker gets the point, and the Bombers take a 2-point lead, 10-8 here in set number 2. Baker's next serve, Strange, Jackson, Gilfillan, Rexroth to, that was Schmidt. Now Jackson dives, Rotifer sets Gilfillan again. Schmidt, Urch, and Urch is going to get the kill. Jackson got down and got a hand on it, but it went right to the mug of Taylor Gustafson. And another point for Baker. And another kill for Urch unofficially. That makes 7. Gustafson can't handle the serve receive. Jackson can't get there. Baker gets another point and an ace. And it's 12 to 6. 12 to 8, excuse me. Baker again to serve. Gustafson, a nice pass to Jackson this time, middle to Gilfillan. That might have been out of bounds. Rexroth got a hand on it. Now it's going to go across from Urch and hit it out of bounds. And it is a side out. Back to serve will be number 20, number 20, Elizabeth Gilfillan. Rexroth near side to Strutzum. Back row from Suter across. Right side it goes. That was out of bounds. Jackson hits it though. Suter now to Rotifer. Rexroth near side to Stortzum. And Stortzum gets another kill, and that was a near miss, but it worked out in her favor. 13 to 9 is the score. Back to serve will be number 3, Caitlin Robinson, as we're throwing the kitchen sink at the Spartans now, are the Bombers. Ashanti Strange, Jackson to Oakman. Oakman hits it into the net. Hitting error and a point for Robinson. Let's serve. Suter came and got it. Rotifer now is going to hit it over after the set from Jackson. Rexroth's going to set near side to Stortzum. Dug by Suter. Strange is there. Gets it across. They're going to bring it back. Daniels got it across. Now it's going to be Oakman sending it across. And that time on the kill was Stortzum again. That's her 5th. Another point for Robinson, and the Bombers taking control here, 15 to 9. That ball was in. The officials talked about it a little bit. Robinson's going to get the ace. Strange and Suter each called out. It was close on the far side, but both officials said it was in. Robinson serves again. Strange is there. Suter. Oakman. That was Baker digging that. Stortzum again, and what placement. Holy cannoli. Allison Stortzum put it right back in the deep left corner, and it's 17 to 9. Strange wasn't going to take the chance of that one being actually in, so she hits it. It's going to be bumped across by Oakman. Rexroth's going to back set to Urch, and Urch is going to hit it off of Jackson. Out of bounds. Kill for Urch, gives her 8. Makes the score 18 to 9, and a timeout by BPC here. 18 to 9 as the Bombers have doubled up the Spartans now here in set number 2. This game being brought to you by Heil Enterprises and Heil Trucking. They can take your product down the road, near or far, and also offer top-notch heavy-duty truck and trailer repair. The second-generation business continues to grow and continues to support BPC Athletics. Stop by and see Danny or Travis on Route 41 south of Prairie City, or call them at 309-775-3333. And M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles. For everything you need to furnish your new home or to replenish an old one, stop and see the fine folks at 481 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or on the web at www.mbfurnitureinc.com. You can also call 309-772-2111. And Webb Family Farms. Webb Family Farms has been growing corn, soybeans, and Spartans for 5 generations. Nathan, Lisa, Jamie, Cyrus, Terry, and Linda wish all BPC athletes good luck this season. Robinson back to serve again for the Bombers. They have taken control here, 18 to 9 in set number 2. They won set number 1, 25 to 10 after trailing 7 to 3. Suter, now it's going to be Bowman and Suter miscommunicating, and it'll fall to the floor. 4th straight service point for Robinson now. 19 to 9. Strange. Bowman's going to send it across. Rexroth, back set, no, middle set. That should have been 4 hits. They didn't call it, though. Strange pushes across. Rexroth is going to tip it across, and Rexroth's going to get the kill. That's her first attack, I think. Her second attack, but first kill, as Robinson gets her 5th straight service point, and it's 20-9. Deep, Suter, and then Jackson and Rotifer run together, and Urch is there for another kill on a overpass of sorts. Robinson, finally serves it out of bounds after 6 straight service points, and it's 21-10 as Katie Rotifer back to serve now for BPC. The senior, Rexroth, back set. Suter is there. Sturtson went on the attack, and then a passing error is going to give a side out back to the Bombers. And Higgins is going to come back in to serve. Kennedy Adair is going to come back in to play front row. As Hannah Higgins has 5 service points on the night, 3 here in set number 2, and she's serving for the second time. 22-10 is the score. Strange to Rotifer, Oakman, and it's blocked by Adair and Urch. Kennedy Adair gets her first block. Urch gets her third. Higgins gets another service point. It's 23-10. Rotifer a bump set to somebody, and they are going to get it across. Rexroth near side to Kennedy Adair, and she drives it home just past the 10-foot line, and it's set and match point for the Bombers as Kennedy Adair gets her 4th point. 7th point for Higgins, and it's 24-10. Suter can't control the serve, and Higgins is going to get her 8th point. That's an ace, and that will be the final point of the contest. Bombers win set 2, 25-10. So it's 25-10, 25-10. Macomb with the 2-set victory over BPC. We're going to talk to Coach Brianna Rexroth and Judy Bowman after this one. We'll be back here in just a couple minutes on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
We're always moving. Scratch that. We're always moving forward. But forward can sometimes look a little backwards. Or like circles. Or like nothing at all. But we never stop. We never stop because life never stops. It's hard to stop a train.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School, TSSR Game Time Live. I want to say hello to Melissa Tyrell, watching from Omaha, Nebraska, and Courtney Oakman and Elizabeth Gilfill in here. And I tell you what, I think you guys played the best game you've played all year, but this Macomb team is really good. They have hitters. You know, some teams have 2 hitters, 3 hitters, 4 hitters. They've got like 6 hitters, it seems like. Every time you can't give anything away to them, can you?
No. It almost seems like everybody is a hitter on their team. Everybody can do everything. So, like, you definitely have to be on your feet. And you have to expect the ball to come over at any point in time because they're very well-rounded. They can do anything.
Being middles, you two being the middles, obviously you're the ones looked to block and considered the big hitters a lot of the times if the left isn't. Playing a team like Macomb, what's that like for you, knowing that everybody's going to pound the ball at you every chance they get?
You just have to expect it. Like, we came out and we knew that they were hard hitters, so we told ourselves that we had to get a block up just to help our passers out a little bit, and I think we did pretty well on at least getting touches on most of them. We had a few good blocks, so I think it definitely helped out the passers in general.
I had you for a couple kills too. Their block really wasn't super effective against you guys tonight. You attacked some. You didn't attack real hard a lot, but it seemed like you guys did a good job of placing some things.
Yeah, I felt like it was almost easier to just tip the ball over the net because there were holes on the side, and they were expecting hard hits because they play really good teams. So if we just tipped the ball over, they weren't really expecting it, so it just fell and we got the point.
Elizabeth, I know that you're kind of the same predicament. Back row, you expect maybe the second middle for the other team to not be as good, but that's not the case tonight, was it?
It was like they had their hitters were just, all of them were good, so you had to be ready, and like you couldn't let anything drop or else it was like they get extra points, so then it's like easier for them.
How important was it for you guys to come out and pass the ball well? You had a few breakdowns, I thought, but it seemed like passing was better tonight. Did you feel like, from your guys' perspective, it was one of the better games you've played this year?
I think our passes were better, but I think we still like made like the small mistakes that we make every game that like keep us from winning.
Well, you can't make small mistakes against this team, that's for sure. Ladies, thanks for coming over and talking here in a loss. We do greatly appreciate it. We'll talk to you maybe next week after a win. How's that sound? I don't remember. I'm just hoping you'll have a win. Yeah. Next Thursday, I think, is home, but I can't remember who it is. Coach Bowman, you had some fans watching. Did you know that? I bet you already knew that, though, didn't you?
Kansas?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, this team's good, aren't they?
They are good.
Macomb is really good. But in all honesty, I said in set one and really in set two, I felt like you guys played that I've got to see. You played your best game of the year.
Exactly.
It's just you played your best game of the year against probably the best team you're going to see all year.
Well, I don't know. Metamora is really good.
Well, that's true. That's
I mean,
true. But Metamora is also a 3A or 4A
Right,
school.
and, I mean, we played Metamora in the Macomb tournament, and that was quite the education.
Yeah,
Let's put it that way.
You play teams like this, and you see what some of these other teams that you are playing with are a little bit different. But even Macomb, a 2A school, doesn't normally have the skill set that this team has.
No, they don't.
I thought the passing was better tonight, even on the hits. I mean, they hit the ball pretty hard, but it seemed like your passing was much improved over, even the last couple games. So. What do you think the difference was? Were they just maybe a little hyped already, or just came out ready to play?
I think they were a little hyped, and we spent a lot of time yesterday on passes. I mean, like down balls at them. So on both squads, I mean, we hit at them quite a bit to work on that passing aspect.
It might get a little easier Thursday night, but not a whole lot easier. You may not be having the athletes that you have to play against Thursday, but you're going to have the West Prairie, the
mindset,
persona,
yes.
right? So.
Yes.
Going to be a good test again Thursday night. But I think if you guys play like you played tonight, you'll be okay.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, they played really well tonight. I mean, and like I was talking to the girls, we got to that plateau of 8, 9, and then they just stopped.
The wheels fell off a little bit. So, well, I won't keep you long. We're going to get Coach Rex Road on here tonight too. I don't know what else you can talk about. The hitting wasn't real hard. Did you tell the girls to maybe think placement a little bit more tonight? Because obviously Macomb's going to have a good block. So did you guys come into the game thinking tipping and placement a little more than trying to hit through the block?
Mm-hmm. I told them to think smart.
And it worked pretty well, at least early in the games. It kind of fell off late, but I would imagine Coach Rexroth probably wasn't real happy with how her team played in the first part of those games either. So, well, Coach Bowman, thanks for coming and talking to us. We'll get Coach Rexroth on the microphone real quick and hop up here so everybody can see you, Bree.
All right. Make sure you get that close up.
Yeah, got to get the close up. The Coach Miles always zooms right in on Coach Bowman because Coach Bowman loves it so much, Bree, but. Yeah, she doesn't love it, but it's just Miles just doesn't listen. So she says zoom in, he doesn't. If she says don't zoom in, he does. She's a former science teacher, so it's the only return he can get.
Right.
We've talked before. You've got a very good team, but I would imagine that, especially in set number 1, you were not real happy with how they came out of the gate against BPC.
Yeah. Lately, it seems like in the first couple serve receives, we've been a little down, maybe trying to do too much with it sometimes. And then we're overrunning the ball a little bit on hitting. So we started off with some hitting errors in the beginning. I think that, and we usually don't start the game with that many hitting errors right off the bat. I mean, I knew we'd pull out of it because our pass is pretty good. But yeah, that first set, we came out with like 4 errors right away. I think at that timeout it was 8-11, and I said, you know, we got 4 errors right now, girls, and that was just hitting alone. And you know, the score's 8, so 4 of the points. We've just, you know, they haven't even had to work for it either. It wasn't even a judgment call.
Yeah, I have them for 3 total kills in the whole 2 sets. So they didn't attack real well. A lot of their points came off side outs, but they did get early in the sets. All their service points came in early, obviously too.
Right.
So, you know, they were up 7-3 in the first set. You guys came back and tied it at 7, and you came back and tied it at 8, and then
took off.
You just took off, and it kind of was that way in both sets. I laughed during the second set. It looked like you were throwing the kitchen sink at them a little bit just by bringing people off the bench, because there's a lot of people we didn't see in the first set that came in the second one. But man, everybody you brought off the bench could serve the ball.
Yes, that's why our bench is deep. You know, I even have 2 more sophomores on that lineup that could go in there, and I know they could come in and play front row, back row for me. You know, they're 2 varsity players that I think on a lot of different teams they'd probably be on the varsity level. But our bench is very deep. There's a lot of experience on that. A lot of them have had playing time. This is like the least amount of playing time some of them have gotten this year, and they're fighting for that 1 set playing time. I want the experience. I want everyone to try to get some touches, and that's what we try to do every game. And, I mean, everyone that I put in there, I know they could go in there and handle the ball for us, and they do a great job.
I mean, you put Shelby Baker in. She serves 3 straight service points and gets an ace.
Right.
You put Caitlin Robinson in. She serves 6 straight service points and gets an ace.
Right.
I mean, they weren't just bad passes. I mean, they can flat serve the ball.
Yeah, Caitlin did a great job coming in and hitting her spots tonight. You know, I'm like, serve short, serve deep, serve short, serve deep, hit the 5, hit the 1. And Caitlin has always been she's ran a 5-1 offense for us since she was in 7th grade. So she's ran an offense as a setter. Played a lot of right back for me. So, you know, she's a junior this year, and she's got Avery ahead of her. So we're trying to get her some experience in there, and I'm looking for her for next year. But she was probably one of her best servers since she's in 7th grade for her team. And Shelby Baker's always been, you know, a back row player for me. She played front row last year, you know, at the JV level. But, yeah, Shelby's one of our best servers at practice. I'm always having her serve at us at varsity to try to get some tougher serves at us.
And you have some D1 level players, probably, you know, Kennedy Adair is one of those. Urch is probably one of those. And Avery is close to that if she's not there.
If she had some height, Avery would be up there
I don't
more.
know. I don't know where she would have got her shortness from. But
I don't know either. That's what I tell her. Sorry, kid. Sorry.
But genetics suck sometimes. Don't
Right.
they?
That's what I tell her.
But you play both of those players, and it's a formidable front row for any school. But when you have teams that struggle with the pass anyway, when you have those two, just have to lick their chops for teams that struggle passing the ball, don't they?
Yeah, and I was proud tonight. I saw both Kennedy and Sam get up. Sam always will get up on an overpass. She loves overpasses. Kennedy will lay off a lot on overpasses, and we've been trying to get her to be like, get to that net fast, anything that comes at you. So she got a kill off of an overpass. I think she got maybe 2.
Kennedy, I think, had 1 kill on an overpass, and Sam had 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I actually said there's teams you can overpass on, and then there's teams that if you're going to overpass, you better really overpass.
You really better get that ball deep. Yeah.
And
Sam loves them.
Yeah.
Sammy loves them, and I wish I know what that felt like. But
well, they give you a trampoline, they might let you try.
Right, they might let me try. But yeah, Kennedy's. I'm trying to get her more aggressive on that net and blocking more aggressive because she's got the reach for it. So, and she's doing great. She was overrunning the ball a little bit tonight. I think she was running every set like Avery was going to set her a quick one. But the second set, Kennedy didn't miss, and last 3 of her attempts were kills.
Right. Yeah, so. she did hit the ball. And do you think that I would imagine if you guys come out slow, watching your team in pregame warm-up for most of the teams you play just has to be super intimidating for the other team.
Yes.
Does that kind of irk you a little bit more that when you don't come out like quick? Because watching that, I mean, there's 6 girls on your team that during practice, during warm-ups are killing the ball, just drilling it at the 10-foot line,
right.
Which most teams might have 1 girl that might be able to occasionally do that.
Yes.
And you've got 6 of them just pounding the ball. When you see that and then you come out and you're like, hitting air,
Right?
does that like get under your skin a little bit
Yes.
more?
Yeah, and you can probably tell that by my facial expressions out there, even though I have a mask on. But yeah, that's what we try to do too, is come out strong at warm-ups and kind of get that intimidation factor a little bit. The girls love doing that. Sam loves hitting that one on, warm-ups and getting it going. And but yeah, to have that good warm-up and then come in, I'm always like, too, we can always place the ball a little bit too. Like, and that's my coach Hillary Humes, she's tracking where we're hitting, and during that timeout I'm like, they play a setter up defense and you just are hitting it to the lane. Get out of your comfort zone, hit it line, hit it severe cross, and let's see if we can do it. And then they start doing that.
Speaking hitting line, Stortzum hit one down the left line, deep corner that was, almost perfection.
Yes.
Laid in set number 2.
It doesn't have to be on the 10-foot line, ladies. Just get out and find the placements. And Allison is one of the best players at that. Like, I can give her feedback and I can see her automatically like, I'm going to try to apply this. So, and she transitioned. Avery did a great 1-foot set to it, and Allison had transition. I'm like, okay, this is going to be good.
BPC struggles with the pass some, and I know that you've seen that as you've coached your kids. You've got your program to a spot where you have. As you've gotten your program to there, do you see teams like BPC that have a few athletes? They've got some kids that could play, just not quite at the level that you guys are at. What, as a coach on the other team, what's your thought when you're seeing these kids like, man, if this was a little different, or if I'd have had that kid, what could I have done with that kid? Do you ever see players like that?
Yeah, sometimes. And I try to just, I see, like, I thought number 20, I'm like, oh man, if she could get some good, I'd be interested to see what she could get done. I love, like, 17 had some hustle out there for them.
Katie
And I love seeing some of them, like, just come out and have hustle no matter what team they're on, and I always love that spirit. Like, that girl was going for that ball. That was all the way out there, and I love watching the other girls do that, and I wish, like, sometimes I had some of that too.
That was kind of your spirit in high school, right?
Yes.
That was you. Katie Rodefer was you. As far as being the hustle, you were the hustle player on your team.
Yeah.
The
I
defensive
loved all those
specialist.
saves. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I remember. I'm old. You talked about you being old. I was already working when you were in high school, so that tells you how old I am.
Right.
But at any rate, I'll tell you what, Coach, thanks for joining us. I've kept you on here long enough, but we appreciate you coming up and talking to us, and hopefully we can see you some more down the road and get you on TSSR Game Time Live a little bit more, because you guys are a lot of fun to watch.
They are fun.
They're
fun to coach.
Coach Brianna Rexroth talking to us here on the post-game show, and we are I will tell you what I have here, folks, before we head out. I had, how do you say in the first game, Catherine's is Luke Karanen?
Catherine Lukanen.
Lukanen? I got it right like after the 75th time, I think.
Yep.
I had her for 7 kills in the first set. Is that her first game? Is that
for JV?
Yeah.
Probably.
Close. It was somewhat close. I had Urch for 9 in this one, and Stortzum for 6. Is that close?
Marcy has 7 down for Urch.
So I was a little more generous than.
You're probably nicer,
yeah. Yeah, I tend to be a little nicer. And then I had Stortzum for 6.
Stortzum for 6. Where's she at? Yep.
Well, look at that. I'm not too far off. And Adair, I had 4 for her, and I had 2 for Daniels and 1 for Avery on the tip. Yep. See, I'm not too far off.
You're right on.
I'm not too bad. I was just a little too nice to Urch, apparently. Are the overpasses are kills too, right?
Yes,
they do count, right?
And Marcy should have counted those.
And she probably did, but I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't.
Nope, you're right.
Okay, I was right.
Those
Okay,
are
all right. Yeah, well, I had her for 3 blocks actually, and a block for Daniels and a block for Stortzum and a block for Adair. Well, those are probably like block assists actually, but I don't really know how to. So that about does it for the stats for Macomb. I just went over them with Coach. So thank you, ma'am. We'll talk to you later. For BPC, 2 kills for Oakman, 1 for Lentini, and 1 for Gilfillan. 3 points for Jackson and an ace, 3 points for Strange and an ace, and 2 points for Rodefer. So that'll do it for TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Thanks for joining us here tonight. We'll be TSSR Weekly tomorrow night, and, of course, we'll have the Powder Puff football game as well. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you again very soon.